do-it-yourself project you will ever do is you. At this point, you're probably wondering, why on earth is there a toilet sitting center stage? But honestly, I say, why the hell not? Toilets are funny. We joke about the toilet, but there are a few times in our life the toilet's a little scary. Imagine you go to the Miller's New Year's Eve party, and you have a little too much taco dip. You have to use the restroom. The only bathroom that's accessible is, of course, off the kitchen where everybody's gathered. We've had that moment, right? So you go in and you do your business, and you stand to wash your hands, and you realize the toilet's not going down. The water's rising. And in that same moment, your heart rate is rising, your breathing starts to pick up, and the only thing in that bathroom that is flushing is your face. Because you have to now do the walk of shame. You're going to walk through the kitchen, down the hall to find Mrs. Miller. And you're going to say, can I have some paper towels, the plunger, and some disinfectant? And that's the last thing you want, because you will forever be known as the party pooper. You might think it's crazy to correlate toilets and fear, but I really believe that fear is the #1 thing in life that holds us back from being awesome, happy, and fulfilled.
We all have fears, and we need you to go out and tell the world your message. It's all of our message.
So I want you to join me in a movement. A movement that is powerful. It's cleansing. And there's no kale smoothies, I promise, okay? But this is a movement that begins with the toilet, because it is so universal. Every day we wake up with the universal experience of fear. Maybe tomorrow's fear revolves around a health crisis in your life. You're waiting for the results of a breast biopsy. You're scared to death. Some of you fear success, because what is your life going to be like when you get what you think you wanted? The goal of Potty Talk is to help you let go. It's about letting go of the crap in our lives, the stuff up here and the stuff in here, the stuff that's holding us back. There are times when I feel unlovable, unworthy, and rejected. For the last 24 years, I have struggled at times feeling that way, because when I was 20 years old, I became permanently estranged from my parents. I grew up as a happy kid. We had a great family life. Well, my mom changed. At that same time, I was becoming a young adult. I was changing. Imagine 2 women going through massive changes in the same house at the same time. Well, as we collided, the family unraveled. But what I've learned in 23, 24 years since that time is that my mother was this incredible woman, smart, talented, capable. She taught me how to sew, how to cook, how to garden, how to fix things. People assume it was my dad that taught me how to fix things. Nope, it was Mom. That was my role model. She had so many gifts and talents, but was afraid to put them out in the world for others to enjoy. Ironically, 2 years ago, I had a conversation with one of her best friends from when I was like 3 or 4 years old. And Connie told me that she and my mother had this business idea when I was little. And the idea was Connie and Betty's home repair and decorating service. So here I am, fulfilling the dream that she once had. But it's so sad to me that she missed this opportunity to share these talents she had with the world, because she was this kick-ass woman capable of so much. How many of us work really hard to make sure our kids live up to their potential every day? But when you look in the mirror, are you living up to yours?
I loved how you actually incorporated all the things in the toolbox to how it relates to our lives. And my favorite was the duct tape.
The greatest do-it-yourself project you will ever do is you. Emily Dickinson once said that it is better to be the hammer than the anvil. Did you ever hear that quote? Each of us has to be a hammer in our own life, where we are putting out the effort to make deep, lasting bonds with other people. Okay, I gotta lighten things up a little bit. I'm gonna level with you. It's a tool about balance. It reminds me about life balance. We hear about work-life balance. Personally, I think it's all bullshit. Because we try so hard to be perfect, don't we? At everything we do. Talk about a fun tool. It's this one. The adjustable wrench. This is a tool that reminds me about opportunities, because this tool is open, it's flexible, it's accommodating. Its job is to grab onto nuts. Big ones, little ones. But it also grabs on to life's opportunities. I was going to be on the show with Luann Kahn doing a live TV segment. Oh my God, I was a nervous wreck. What am I going to wear? What am I going to say? Am I going to look 10 pounds heavier on camera? I found my passion in that moment, and I never would have known it had I not said yes and gone. So, what are you ready to say hell yes to? What would an episode of MacGyver have been without duct tape, right? He could fix anything with duct tape and a wad of gum. But I put the duct tape in my toolbox for my mouth. The reason I put it over my mouth was because I needed to silence that voice in my head, the inner naysayer that kept saying, "You're not worthy, you don't deserve it. What the hell do you think you're doing trying to create this?" But let it be a reminder to you that we need to tell that voice in our head to sit down and shut up. Because the world's waiting for each of us to be awesome and to do something great. And when we listen to her, it's not going to happen. You've got knowledge, you've got skill, now you need courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to move forward in spite of it. So many of you in this room have done that. You've lived through a divorce. You've become a widow. You beat cancer. We all have those moments of courage every day. We just forget how damn courageous we were. We forget about the things we've overcome in our life. So when the next hurdle comes, we're like, oh, I can't. But you can, because you've already proven to the world that you can overcome a lot of things, and you're still here with a smile on your face and a willingness to find joy. My duty is done. I've given you a toolbox. We've talked about knowledge, skill, and guts. The next part involves you coming clean. And coming clean involves toilet paper. Literally, it involves toilet paper. So you get a roll. You get a roll. You get a roll. I have plenty for everyone. I want you to tear off a square of toilet paper, and I want you to pass it to someone beside you, because we're going to do a little exercise. What is the one big fear that is holding you back in life? I want you to write it on that square of paper. And now, before each of you leaves the theater, I would like you to come up to the edge of the stage. And I want you to boldly stand before my potty. And I want you to look your fear in the eyes one last time, crumple it up, because you are going to flush your fear goodbye.
Let it go.
Beth, you had some very inspirational words today. It really makes you think about your past and how many opportunities you've missed by being afraid. Very good words of wisdom, and it makes you want to change your life instantly.